And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenix, you are a legend. A legend. What a cool moderator. I won the lottery with this guy. I've seen some interesting comments here before we start. Hey guys, I'd like to know more about. Let me mute something here. Want to know more about the fact that the oldest individual in that group by 10 years is a Chinese national. Which group are we talking about? Finally managed to catch the live stream before it start. Ice credible. Ice credited. Yep. Welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you managed to find it. All right, guys. Today is going to be a crazy episode. We're going to be trying to understand, delving together. Feel free to leave comments here. Can the left be saved? I'm not doing this to mock. I'm not doing this to try to humiliate. I'm genuinely asking, can the left be saved? I'm talking about the left mostly in America, but also in Europe. And which ways I think might actually help save the left. I'm pretty sure actually it can save the left, but I don't know if they're going to go with that. So, to help you understand the case of what I'm talking about, is we're going to be talking today about the Brown shooting, alleged possible suspect and his ties. Could be that he's not a suspect, and this very fascinating phenomena of the ghouls and the fluffies and the she transgender terrorist attackers pro-Palestine. No, both these groups are pro-Palestine. Both the group are extreme left, but this guy Zachary Page, what the picture, man. So despite the fact that they look so weird, this group managed to be relatively quite organized with an attempted terrorist attack that was planned to be on New Year's in LA and probably other places in the United States. And they were planning on bringing explosive devices, IEDs that they've built. They literally went to the desert to train making them and blow them up in the cover of the fireworks. We'll talk about them because they believe that this is the way to show true love. That's how crazy every one of these individuals here. By the way, Michael James Lagnon there, or Legnon, he was a Marine soldier and a police officer before he. Well, I don't know if before, but now he identifies a he, she, all kind of stuff, and he is part of the transgender community. Surprise, surprise. Let's jump in right now about the first interesting thing that we have here. You see this guy, this pro-Palestine Muslim guy. His name is Brown University has begun removing online profile tied to Mustafa Kharbouch, even as investigations continue to say that he have no named suspect in the case. The quiet scrubbing is drawing attention as questions remain unanswered about the investigation. Now, you see, there was a shooting. A guy came, shot, killed, wasted quite a lot of bullets in a place that have lots of cameras, but for some reason they haven't been able to identify him. And now there is a suspect, but everybody's fumbling and jumping around. Uh, Brother, good to see you, man. It is extremely difficult. If anyone knows, it's this guy. Trust me on that. So now they don't really know how to find the guy. Who is the guy? But all of a sudden, they started scrubbing all of his information from the university. Now, he is a well-known activist, a pro-Palestine activist in that university. You see, the Brown University, he was part of so many woke leftist pages currently unavailable. Part of so many groups, pages currently unavailable as well. So he's been removed from different pages all of a sudden, out of nowhere. And the more suspicious thing is kind of fits his body type. If you see other videos of him, so this was allegedly believed to be the suspect. Now, not only that suddenly all of these videos and images of him are being deleted, because maybe it's, oh my God, it's one of our guys, one of the guys that we gave, the Deacon Award of the Year and nominated him for a Man of Peace. He can't be the mass shooter. And it's also that there's no any tweet from him coming and saying, was that a police car next to him? No, that's not a police car. And there's no alleged, he's not coming out clean and say, hey guys, it's me, I'm here, haven't done anything. So the fact that he is being right now scrubbed from all the information, it's either the university threw him under the bus, or he is very much the suspect. But another thing that is very funny, there's a big debate right now against the police because they're refusing to say what was he shouting. So apparently he was shouting quite a lot of stuff when he was shooting. And people, let's be honest, people want to know if he was shouting Allahu Akbar or not. Nothing else. People want to know. So that's the guy here. See the kind of similar body type. Cis-sexism workshop. He was part of this workshop, probably part of the Queer for Palestine movement. Great future, great future for him in Palestine. Once he free Palestine, they will run to hug him. So he was also in, working in workshops about racism workshops. Let's see what kind of workshops these guys have. Morning movement, good. TWTP, welcome. I have no idea. Cohort check-in, cohort lunch, inclusive community collective something, sure. Community care workshop, okay, nothing too crazy. So scrubbing him off all these groups is making it look very, very suspicious. And then trying to hide him, we know, oh, that's something crazy. The same year, he received an award from Australia, some kind of a scholarship, and became the chairman or something like that. So he's heavily sponsored by all kind of, as if like that's their champion. So if he would turn out to be the mass shooter, that's the guy here with Yoda shirt. If he will turn out to be the mass shooter, then he was also in the gathering Amman in Beirut. Met scholars and knew in Amman and Beirut, while Amman, Horizon CEO and scholar liaison manager were able to meet scholars. Okay, so if he would be the guy, that's gonna be quite shame for that university. Now here's where things getting interesting. Watch this.
Know what this shooter yelled, of all things?
Jesse, I asked that question, and what I'm hearing from police, on the down low is because there's conflicting statements from some of the witnesses of what he yelled. I was questioning the chief. We know he yelled something, but they're not saying exactly what it is. I think they got spooked over the weekend. I know everyone's saying it's a 4-day investigation. I was there. I was there 30 minutes after the shooting. It was chaos trying to evacuate all the students. And then that went late into the night. I left there at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. They were still evacuating students. And then, the FBI put out that they had someone of interest that was being detained. So this investigation really kicked off on Monday morning or Sunday night after they released that person. So they're really trying to play catch up right now.
Yeah, and so they lost a lot of time in that. The locals gave the FBI a tip. They thought they had it. The FBI investigated it. It wasn't the guy. So then they had to start from scratch.
We found.
So I want to show you this thing here. You see these guys in the snow here? All these people in the snow. So what happened is a day after the incident, or when they started investigating it, it started snowing, and they say that there's about 200 possible leads, could be bullet cases and all kind of stuff that were left in the crime scene that would be important to help the investigation. But then the snow came and kind of ruined it, almost everything, and now they're going around trying to shovel the snow. I did a CSI training. Part of my previous job was also, crime scene prevention and investigation and all kind of stuff like that. So I know how important it is to seal the crime scene as soon as possible, and then later on make sure that nothing will tamper with any evidence that might be in the scene, and that includes weather. Weather can be a big thing. Now, if it's inside a classroom, inside a room, just close the balcony, close the door, close the window, maybe seal some things, leave it as it is, don't touch it. If it's something that might get rotten, then you might want to go fast and start investigating it, like, I don't know, an open fridge. You don't want to close the fridge right now, but you don't want evidence to maybe melt, rot, or I don't know what, affect it. If it's things that are outside, if it started raining and snowing, that sucks. That sucks. So people are laughing, oh, the FBI, look at them. No, guys, this is, you gotta go and do the job. Doesn't matter if you're a top agent or not. You're gonna have to go right now and just start slowly moving snow and hope to find some evidence. Now, I put a funny video here. Oh, thank you so much. Eli Johansson 6651 is saying, your religion is interesting. You cannot convert, and they obviously do not proselytize. Yet whatever secret you believe in doesn't want to make you kill anyone who believes differently. Exactly. Welcome to the Druze religion. It's a religion that accepts everyone for as they are, and just respect if you allow us to be as we are. I am not religious. I am secular, but I highly respect my religion, and it's undoubtedly a religion of peace. Like many other religions on the face of this earth, there's many religions of peace. Islam is not one of them. Let's continue. So let's watch this interesting video that is coming right after.
So this
there's a lot of backlash. This is how
start from scratch.
This is how Sherlock Holmes would have worked if it was today. Couldn't be better than that.
We found a 15-year-old girl with her head cut off. It appears some kind of grooming gang kidnapped her and forced her into slavery before murdering her. People near the scene of the crime heard them scream Allahu Akbar when the incident occurred.
I mean, that could have been anybody. Anybody could have done that.
There must be clues. What did you say he screamed?
Allahu Akbar? It's Arabic for...
Yeah, man, that's crazy, but, I mean, white people speak Arabic too. Like, a blonde white guy could also yell that,
I didn't mention his skin color.
Look, I'm just saying there's no information or motive here or anything. We're just going to drive ourselves crazy trying to figure it out. So, a big part of mystery solving is just knowing when to quit.
Why not interview people from his community?
What community? It could have literally been anyone. It could have been a Norwegian social worker who was on vacation here, Like, we just don't know.
You know what? Maybe we're just going to search her for DNA.
Why, do you think some people are genetically prone to this kind of thing?
No, it could help us solve the crime.
I mean, maybe it's not a crime. Maybe it could just be someone's culture, Shh, quiet! Someone 4 blocks away is typing hate speech about this on their keyboard!
So
got him!
So you
Looks like we found the real criminal after all! You're under arrest.
So UK. So anyway, we don't really know if it's really him. We're not 100% sure, but undoubtedly something very fishy is happening, and the fact that they're trying to hide so much that it might be him. Usually the people see through these things. Whenever it's a white person or a conservative or Christian, it's all over. If it's Israel, it's all over the media. There's no need for facts. No need for facts. Israel just shot a hospital, and then you find out it's Hamas. Ooh, suddenly radio silence. Let's move to the next crazy thing that just happened in the left. 5 non-Middle Eastern Americans have been radicalized into believing that planting bombs among us is their higher life calling. They didn't go to jihadist training camp, as far as we know. They weren't recruited as child soldiers in the Middle East. They were radicalized in the West by culture that spent years romanticizing terror. So true. Calling for Hamas rockets, describing mass murder as justified, and reframing jihadist massacres as liberation. I mean, who could have seen this coming? So, about these demons and ghouls, let's dive in a little bit.
Front wasn't known to terror and extremist experts we spoke to, at least until today. The group's Instagram page makes it clear they are pro-Palestine, anti-capitalist, and anti-government.
Death to America and peaceful protest will never be enough.
No, they don't love America. No way.
On the Turtle Island Liberation Front LA Instagram page. This video post explains their name.
And so that's what the natives called it, was Turtle Island. So that's what decolonizing.
What kind of flag is that?
America. And Turtle Island Liberation Front
The
is
Turtle
looking
Island
for
flag? She looks like a
reparations
turtle.
and land back for these
What was
people.
that?
The group's Instagram account has 939 followers, but the FBI says it's Audrey, Eileen, Carol, and 3 other members who posed a grave threat. In a criminal complaint, federal investigators say the 4 used the encrypted chat app Signal, and in a group text named Order of the Black Lotus, they discussed a New Year's Eve bomb plot. On top of the photos of bomb-making materials agents released today, they also made public this photo of protest signs they say they found in Carol's
Death
home.
America, Hamas
This
triangle.
Death to ICE sign appears to be the same one in this post on the Turtle Island Liberation Front LA Instagram page, a page the feds say Carol controlled. Carol also allegedly told an FBI informant that she has a notebook where I wrote down multiple plans that
Dear
never
diary.
happened. So it's like my terrorist diary.
There's sources and methods to get into these groups, but it takes a long time.
Retired LAPD counterterrorism officer Mike Downing says bomb plots like this one are hard to infiltrate and intercept.
Let's stop right here. Bomb cells like this, terror cells like this, are hard to infiltrate. You see, back in the days, if you wanted to infiltrate a terrorist cell, you had to bring your elite soldiers, take them out of their units, pick them, handpick elite soldiers, teach them to think like Muslim, act like Muslim, look like Muslim, quack like Muslim, smell like Muslims, jump like Muslims. Make them so good pretending to be Muslim so they can infiltrate Muslim terrorist cell groups, and then inside go and look for Osama bin Laden, gain his trust, club him on the head, put him on a donkey, durka, 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 go all the way, run away, bring him back. We got him, guys. That's like how you had to infiltrate these suicide bombers, terrorist attack, terrorist cells. Nowadays, I think the new agents will have to learn how to look like Queers for Palestine, how to look like fluffies, how to be transgender, and how to master all the pronouns of he, she, them, and then they will be able to go and stop the next mass shooters and suicide bombers and all these stuff. Like, seriously, the left have become so crazy that it is starting to spawn almost as many terrorist attacks as radical Islam. Isn't that crazy? This is the left. This is the group that was always, like about tolerance and peace and love and hippies. How? How did that happen? And I have a theory.
So he says the threat from them is real.
You have extremes on both ends that present danger to this country, and you cannot take your eye off the ball. And if you're only focusing on one part of the spectrum, you're going to be blind to the other, and you're going to be surprised by what happens.
And according to that criminal complaint that the feds did file today, Carol says she had a contact who could help them obtain unregistered guns. She also has claimed to have said that one member of the Turtle Island Liberation Front is a former military service member who might be able to get them weapons parts.
Yeah, so that's the guy here. A male Marine veteran who uses she, her pronouns. What a surprise, has been charged. He was also apparently a police officer for allegedly plotting attacks in New Orleans. Misha Lagunon, who goes by Black Witch online, is connected to the left-wing Turtle Island Liberation Front, federal prosecutors say. He was stopped by the federal authorities in the parking lot as he was putting his vest and getting his assault rifle, and they found in his vehicles all kind of other materials. So they found out that these guys, like I said, have went to the desert, have trained, have done demo training, were getting prepared to do a very dangerous, massive terrorist attack, killing a lot of civilians, killing a lot of innocent people in the name of their cosplay, in the name of their weird behavior. Like, seriously, how messed up is that? How sick is that? Look at all the posters. Fascism, Turtle Island Liberation, Death to America, long live Turtle Island, long live Turtle Island and Palestine. What does Palestine have to do with Turtle Island, guys? Like, literally, it just, they shove it in everywhere, like all these fanatics. In general, I mean, Palestine is a terrorist state. So if you align yourself with Palestine, you're much more inclined to do acts of terrorism. Now, with that said, not every Palestinian is a terrorist, just like not every German was a Nazi. But many Germans were okay with Nazism, were going along with it. Many of them knew about it. Same thing with Palestinians. Many Palestinians are not terrorists, but they're okay with the whole genocidal, jihadist, radical death cult that is being preached in the leadership of Palestine. They're okay with that. So once you start supporting that, you start realizing how radical you're supporting an extremely radical, dangerous group. That's images from the desert, apparently, or part of the place where they were training. Free Palestine logos, D&D or Tarot cards. I don't know what that is there. Doritos and chips, good for them. And all kind of homemade, kafia. What is that? Duct tape. All kind of homemade stuff to make explosives, I guess, and bombs, and etc. They have gloves there, I don't know if it was cold, but these kind of gloves that you can like punch stuff with them. That's the FBI collecting evidence from the field there. So yeah, stay tuned because I'm gonna give you my theory now, how I think we can save the left. I like the left. Death to ICE, the Hamas star. Here's the crazy thing. Resistance is the deepest form of love. Seriously, guys, now. Let's delve into the mind of a radical young American leftist. Somewhere along the line, from being a cute child of your parents, a child of love, a child of God, you go into believing that going into a New Year's celebration and putting explosive devices and killing innocent people, there must be some father in LA that is working really hard and his daughter is just begging him, Abba, Papa, I want to go and see fireworks. She's like waiting for New Year's. And he says, you know what, on New Year's, I'm going to take my daughter and I'm going to stop working and I'm going to spend my day with her. And then he comes and he put it on a truck and they drive and they go there to celebrate this New Year's. And then come these fluffy weirdos and blew them to pieces and kill them. What does she have to do with Palestine? What does she have to do with your agenda about turtles and I don't know what? You see what I'm saying? That's how messed up it is that they're actually putting a picture here of a Hamas terrorist with a university activist with the hand. This hand, that symbol of hand with blood, that was a symbol of the Palestinian terrorists when they took Israeli citizens who were reservists, I think, who just turned the wrong turn with their car, dragged them and lynched them and killed them. They actually plucked the heart with their own hands. So one guy came and showed his hands with blood out of the window and then became a symbol because it was a lynch. But somehow it became a symbol of resistance. I mean, among terrorists, I understand. That's like Mordor. That's like the orcs, in Lord of the Rings. Obviously, they're going to put skulls and ears of elves on their necklaces. They're orcs. But when you come to like the good guys, students in the West, having a sign like that. So look at this romanticizing picture. That captures the exact, and that's theirs, captures the exact problem that you have with this, left obsession with jihad. They're romanticizing it so badly that is extreme. These are the most. Yeah, people don't know the hand symbol. That's so true, my friend. They romanticize it so badly, but they have no idea that these are their worst enemies. They're the most misogynist. I'm talking about the Hamas in general, radical Islam or just moderate Muslims, if we want to talk about it that way. They don't tolerate gay people, LGBT communities, women's rights, children's rights, other religions. It's insane that these groups are the ones that fantasize about them and romanticize them all the way that they think that this is the deepest form of love. To go and kill innocent people. How sickening is that? Now, here's the thing. That is how I think you can actually solve this problem. Here's my 5 shekel on the matter. What is the main catharsis that is amplifying this radicalization? What is it? It's easy to say. Mainstream media. Mainstream media have today became one of the greatest tools for radicalization, for brainwashing. Unless it's Islam. In Islam, it's still the mosque, still the imams and the mosque, they get radicalized there. Most of the Muslims in the world, they get radicalized to support terrorism, are getting radicalized not because they have a phone. They were radicalized way before. But the phones are not helping. The phones are helping, the mainstream media is helping radicalize maybe Muslims in the West more and more. And that is algorithm. So let's zoom in, let's do a root cause analysis here. Mainstream media, with the monster of algorithm, have brought us to the point that it's showing people what they want to see, and by that putting them in some kind of a spiral loophole where they see more and more of the things that are making them anxious, angry, where are keeping them just more time on the screen. So you see, it's not necessarily propaganda monster, it just want to keep you more time on the screen. So now like, oh, that video shocked me, oh my god, these Jews. And then the algorithm realizes, okay, he's a little bit obsessed with stuff that are against the Jews, let's show him more. Oh, he's so obsessed with conservatives, with Christians. It makes him angry, so he spends more time. The machine doesn't care if you're angry or not, just spending more time. So let's give him more and that, and more and that. And then it becomes a loop. You're watching more and more. You're not watching the other side. So undoubtedly, mainstream media, the algorithm, have been one of the biggest tools of radicalizing our society to a point that this is going to be a reality right now. We're going to have more and more of these terrorist attacks coming from the left, from the fluffies, from the transgenders, and etc. They're a very easy target for this radicalization. So isn't it safe to say that if Zuckerberg, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Google, Twitter, forget about Twitter, they actually want to destroy the West, X, other platforms, CNN, Fox News, all these ones, if they wanted to make the world a better place, they should go and target the most vulnerable groups to violence and start monitoring what are they being shown and try to counter that. So in general, if Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Google, all these platforms will decide in one day, we're going to start putting in our algorithm mechanism to monitor and observe and prevent the radicalization of the left, of the transgenders, of the fluffies, of the he, she's, of students. These are the most extreme groups right now we have in our society. You can drastically save your nation and actually bring a better result where people will be less dimwit radicalized to romanticize jihad and will be much more tolerant to other ideas and less inclined to acts of violence like mass shooting and going and murdering and killing because they think that this is romantic. But instead, what they're doing, they're actually silencing conservatives, Christians, family people. They're going around and arresting people for tweeting against the radicals. So you see, there is the complete opposite here that is happening. Instead of having the responsible adults coming and saying, hey, we can identify where the problem is. The problem is not with the right. No, sorry, it's not. You're not having mass shootings coming from the right, not even remotely, especially in the last few years. I mean, in the past, yes, happened, but I'm talking right now, in the last few years, we're seeing a clear trend that is happening. The biggest problem right now of the West is self-hating liberals and woke people that are just so easily manipulated by Islam and by communism. These are the biggest enemies of the West right now. Islamization of the world and communism, call it, totalitarian former communist regimes that want to come and destroy democracy. And their easiest target is the left. And now, because they've done such a good job in radicalizing the left, they're jumping now and moving to the right. And that's why you start having Nick Fontes and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and these guys, because that is an easy way to help radicalize a younger conservative. Once you get the conservative out of the way, that's it. That country is going to fall. So if mainstream media right now would have a John Dark moment and will come and say, Zuckerberg and these guys, you know what? We care about planet Earth. We're going to start monitoring all these pro-Palestine jihadist groups. We're going to start putting serious restrictions on them because obviously they promote terrorism and violence. We're going to start monitoring all these queers movements that are happening there because obviously there's a lot of anger and violence that is harboring there. We want to stop it. Now, see, I have no problem if you want to be queer. You can do whatever you want. Just don't go and shoot people. Just don't go and start mass shooting. Don't go and start planning on blowing up and bombing civilians. Don't go and grab with your father and son hunting rifle and start shooting people on the beach. What kind of a sick mentality that? But that's a different kind of one. That's not woke. That's actually the one that are manipulating the woke. These are the Muslim father and son that decided they want to have come to Muhammad moment. So anyway, if one day either mainstream media will have this come to Jesus moment and start trying to make the world a better place, the solution is very easy. It's very easy to identify where the problem lays. And the problem, ladies and gentlemen, lays with Islam, lays with communism, and lays with wokeism. 99.99999999999999999 continue percent of terrorist attacks are happening under Islam. The other 0.0000001% is happening under Christianity, Hinduism, atheism, like literally the rest of planet Earth. So isn't that like overwhelming facts? We're not like that's like 100%. Like that's so scientifically accurate that Islam have a problem of terrorism. Scientifically accurate. And now, once the left have adopted this Free Palestine movement and this woke movement, entangle itself with romanticizing jihad, surprise, surprise, they're starting to do terrorist attacks as well. So can't you see like where the problem is? It's easy. And I feel that mainstream media have a very strong way of tackling it. One way of tackling it is starting monitoring who are good role models. People need good role models. You know, people do need good role models. For example, that Muslim guy, Ahmed al-Ahmed, who went and tackled the terrorists and took them down and saved countless lives. He's a good role model. His action, I don't know him personally, but his actions on that field right now, in that moment, were admirable. That would be someone that should be glorified, not Sinwar, not Nasrallah. So if you see people sharing this kind of content that is glorifying jihad, glorifying pro-Palestine movements, then these content should definitely be monitored, should definitely not be pushed to people. You're helping them radicalize. This is borderline Nazi propaganda. And I feel like if the mainstream media will start focusing on that rather than start focusing on demonizing Israel because it's trendy and it's easy. By the way, have you noticed that every new rising influencer, if he want to become famous, he needs to start hating the Jews? It's literally the cheat code. Nick Fontes now is going around talking about El Nakba. What does he have to do with a Nakba? Like literally, isn't he all about make America great and white supremacy and I don't know what? Nakba is not white, have nothing to do with white. They actually hate America and they're far, far away, but he's like so obsessed with the Nakba now. So have you seen them trend? Every one of these celebrities, he wants to become famous. It's the easiest train to jump on hating the Jews, say some words about how much you hate Israel and the Jews, and then you'll get so much pushback, and that will put you in the media and you'll go up and shoot rockets. So actually we can safe to say that we are helping them by responding so drastically. And I also heard that Nick Fontes have a lot of bot farms, literally like bot farms. I don't know if that's true. It won't surprise me. I have no doubt that if he had the capability to do it, he would do it. It's just that I think someone made a research and checked that some of his videos and tweets get more attention and views and likes at the moment that they're coming, like immediately, then Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is by far the most followed and watched person on planet Earth. So there is no way that Nick Fontes would ever get more virtual, digital attention than Elon Musk immediately, So part of the idea is that there's bot farms that are not political, just pay them money and they just, click, 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 click. So obviously, I don't know if that's true. It would not surprise me at all if that is true. He's the kind of person that will definitely do anything for fame. So, like, but that's him. That's Tucker. That's Candace. That's what's his name? Andrew Tate. These people, they always do that. And then an easy way to get that fame is just throw very controversial things, and then they gain. They become rich. They become rich. That's how they become rich. They do that. They get a lot of attention. They get a lot of money. It helps their inner ego. They create a lot of damage along the way, and then they move on. And what they do, they always throw slogans. Christ is king. What do you have to do with Christ? Like, seriously, you're the most raised. Christ, Jesus loved everyone. Jesus was all about love and turn your other cheek and love your enemies and be kind and be moral and love and love and love. And these people are just spitting hate all everywhere. Hate, hate, hate. But then Christ is king. So you can see it's like easily manipulating young people. And the easiest way to do that is by hating the Jews. That's, the conclusion that I'm getting to. But anyway, if the left will not take a deep root canal operation to save themselves by actually targeting themselves, the left need to start censoring and I never thought I would say that. Never. I hate these things. But the only way for the left right now to survive is actually to start doing to itself what it was doing to the right. Start cancel culture on itself, start censoring itself, and start depriving itself from freedom in order to actually save itself from the free fall, downfall that they're going. That is literally 100% only way for the left to save itself. Why? Because dance with the devil and you're gonna get hurt. Play with fire, you're gonna get burned. Go to bed with jihadists, nothing good is gonna come out of that. Put a snake in your sleeping bag, you're gonna get bitten by it. So the left undoubtedly have reached the point where they were doing a cheap trick to get attention by aligning themselves with very evil, very morally wrong ideologies, and now it's biting them in the tusik, and there's no way. It doesn't bring productivity. It doesn't bring anything good, and it's blowing in their face. And if they don't want to become more and more radicalized, more and more crazy, they have to start working back on themselves, and they're going to have to do a very, very, very hard job to save themselves. And they need to save themselves from themselves. Otherwise, the left is gone. It will become an evil party full of lunatics, fluffies, and crazy people. Literally crazy, I'm talking by definition. People that are crazy by definition, that would be probably placed in a mental ward if they will go to other countries with the crazy ideas. You want to find funny way? Go and check what the Chinese think about woke and the left. They have a really, really funny categorization for it. They're not laughing at it. They're like really diagnosing it. And it's really, really, really accurate, actually, how the Chinese perceive when they look at the left in the US. So that is my 5 cents about that. The left does cancel culture on itself. That is exactly what is the only solution for the left. If they start doing cancel culture on themselves, if they start doing censorship on themselves, if they start doing the same tools that they used against the right and the conservative and white man, they need to start using it on themselves in order to save themselves from themselves. Exactly. Mansu, you should do podcasts and interviews. It would be for the benefit of the whole community. Mantis M. Shrimp. Thank you, Mantis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's save humanity together for planet Earth. I agree. I agree that not only that I should do, but I agree that we should have people talking about these things and not being, what is that? Andrew Tits, Tucker Carlson, and Cow Dance are on the same boat. None trust them. They're playing with evil. They will get what they want. Exactly. Exactly. I tell you what, you know what? Here's something that I have to say to Nick Fontes and his likes. Guys, laugh as much as you want. Laugh as much as you want. But we are winning. We are winning. And you know that we're winning. You know, Team West, Team Freedom, Team Christianity, Team Israel, we're winning. We are winning and you are losing, and you know it. You know it. And there's no way that you can get out of it. And time will expose you. Time will show you, because your lies will bring destruction on yourself. You see, when you start hating Israel and loving Palestine, what do you think is going to happen? When you start trying to demonize the Jews, which are peaceful, which are brilliant, which are smart, and instead of that, defend the Palestinians and the jihadists, what do you think is going to happen today? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen? So they know that we are winning. People can see through them. So they need all their bot farms and all their, gropers, or I don't know what, to think that they gonna save America. How are you gonna save America with these kind of people? That's your army? So you're gonna kick away all the working class, all the intelligent people, all the high tech, all the engineers, all the educated, because they're not with you. They're not with you. The people who build the society, the people who build the phone that you write the tweets on, they're not with you. So you kick them all out, you scare them out, you bring all these jihadists to come and join you, you attack the allies of America, you weaken America from within, you get fame. Yeah, you'll get a few million followers. What's going to happen tomorrow? You can't burn the boat and keep sailing on it, man. You can't. So we're winning. We are undoubtedly winning. I tell you why we're winning also. Because every day, the world is getting crazier. Every day, more of these fluffies and of these jihadists are going to come and try to kill Westerners. And it's going to become harder and harder to keep covering for them. It's going to become very hard for Tucker Carlson, for Nick Fontes, and for Candace Owens and these people to keep covering for the bad guys. It's going to be very hard, literally. So their own team is shooting them in the leg, because they have become a propaganda tool for these people, trying to make them look good. But instead, these people are saying, oh, good, we got Agent Nick now. We got Agent Tucker. They're covering our back. Let's go more jihad. Let's go like 120% jihad. Let's go 300% jihad. Let's go Allahu Akbar full on. And they're just going to do more crazy stuff. And then you're going to have to more. Because right now, all these podcasters that are anti-Israel are trying to say that the Mossad did the Bondi Beach attack. That the Mossad, that this guy was a Jew. So every time they're going worse and worse. It's becoming harder and harder for them. And do they think that there's a happy ending here? Is there a happy ending where you're going to come back and look? It's like, wow, look, we won, guys. We won. Team Jihad and Team Racist. We won, guys. We won. We defeated the good guys. We defeated the smart people, the people that actually built our world. We defeated them. Now we can rest into the horizon and go ride our camels and our redneck trucks and just go and marry our aunties and marry donkeys. That's seriously, that's that's where they're gonna go. So I think they know that we won. I think they know that they lost, and we just need to play the long run. Play the long run. It's a storm. It's a storm that is coming right now. It's a storm against freedom, against democracy, against Christianity, against Judaism, against faith, against morality, against family, against love. It's a storm. We need to wither that storm. And there's a lot of players that are attacking from every direction, social media, financial, etc. But the only thing that's going to turn the tides. There's no unity among the wicked. They will turn on one another and it's gonna get ugly. So we need to hunker down in our post-apocalypse morality bunkers and just stand down there, not go down to their level, and just wait. Just wait. Once in a while, open the shaft. Nuclear woke, right wing, left wing woke winter going around. Nick Fontes, Candace, close the bunker. Open the bunker again. It's Israel, my son. Close the bunker. Open the bunker. And after a while, this radioactiveness of hate that they're going to be in this post-apocalypse that they're in it is going to consume them. There is no unity among the wicked. They're going to turn on one another and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. So survive, stay safe, and just make sure you have a lot of fun books and movies when you're in that post-apocalyptic woke bunker that we're all going in right now. Morality bunker. All right. Hebrew word for the woke. I don't think we have a Hebrew word for woke. Ehbel. That's in Arabic. Zain. I'm going to take time for questions, actually, guys. You know what? I'm going to take time for questions. We try to do the show 60 minutes. It's already 46 minutes. So I'm going to take time for questions. If you have any questions, feel free. Put them right here now. I'm going to try to ask. I also want to thank, again, Mantis M. Shrimp for this very kind contribution to the show. And Eliho Johansson, I already answered your questions, but thank you so much as well. Highly appreciate the support. If anyone's watching right now, as you're thinking, if you have any questions, don't forget to do the like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to go and check my Patreon if you want to find practical, direct ways. And if you're already part of the Patreon or membership, I'm planning literally, that's one of my New Year's resolution for 2026. I want to be more and more active with my Patreon and with my members on YouTube. More active meaning doing private shows. I'm gonna go dancing. I'm gonna do private shows with them where we will discuss things more openly and etc. Because I think it's the right thing to show my support and respect to the people who are being the backbone of this channel and helping support financially so we can keep doing this work and this movement. Now let's see if there's any questions here. Thank you so much, brother. That's right. If I interested to go on Atheist Republic to give an update on Syria, absolutely. I was there once. Great guy. I would love to go. He just need to invite me and I'll go on the show. Any place that I can go and advocate for my people, the Druze, I'm more than happy to go. What are the latest about the Druze land up in the Golan and the thereabouts? They're still under siege. They're still under siege. They're still having to fight and push away jihadists. Israel is still got their back and protecting them. The only reason they're not being massacred is because Israel is pushing away Jolani and his armies of terrorists away from that region. And Israel is the only one right now that is saving the minorities in Syria, because the Sunnah there, they want to do a very radical Islamist religious cleansing of that land. And their priority is to kill and eradicate all the minorities, but they can't do that because Israel is not allowing them. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that people still choose to hate Israel and blame it for all the things that our enemies are doing? Meanwhile, Israel is literally the only one that is saving these minorities in the Middle East. I just had a talk the other day with a doctor from Syria, a Christian Arab doctor from Syria. And he says, guys, Israel is the only reason minorities are not being massacred and slaughtered in Syria and all around the Middle East. Israel. So, wow, it's unbelievable. And I know it because I'm an Israeli. I'm a minority. I know it for a fact. So it's unbelievable how much good Israel is doing and how much hate. It's unproportional. It's insane. What's my views about Walid Jumblat? Walid Jumblat is a traitor. He sold the Druze. He's a communist, jihadist traitor, and he is a mercenary, basically. He works with whoever he can to promote himself, his money, his bloodline on the expense of the Druze. Criminal, and anti-Semitic one. Oh, wow. Then absolutely. Then let's do it. Tell Armin I'll be more than happy. He need to tell me when and where, and I'll be there. Last time I told him I'll be there the first time, and I fell asleep. My kid put me to bed, and Armin really got upset. And then I had to tell him, listen, man, I'm sorry. I took the kid to bed. I read him a bedtime story, and he put me to bed. So tell him I'll be there. We just need to talk. I'll be more than happy. What do I think about Enoch? Which Enoch? Mind to explain. Druze cats are somewhere invisible. I wonder why. We should definitely upgrade the Druze cast. Let's see here. You should start a Discord and have regular jump in from supporters. I'd tell more to why, but over Signal would be better. So here's the thing, guys. I have Discord. I'm a gamer. I grew up playing computer games in the good old days when it was a social thing. I had my Discord during the time of university already. So I have a Discord, but I never used it for these things. So I opened a Discord about a few months ago, a channel, but I just don't have time and the knowledge to actually do it. I would love to run, because I feel like Discord is closer to me, I had a Discord before I had a YouTube, like before I was doing YouTube, but I was just using it for voice calls with my friends when we played together. So I would love to use my Discord to have some kind of community there. So if anyone knows ideas, tips, how to do it, what does it need to do? I believe that Discord is a community. So I'm believing that it's something that you need to have people that are engaged in it, that help it from the inside. Because if I will need to manage it and it will take more time from what I'm doing, it's not going to work. Because right now I'm doing everything. I'm doing the videos, the editing, the talking, the filming, the script writing. I'm even making myself my own coffee. My last job, at least, I had a staff. They used to bring me coffee every morning. That was nice. Now I'm doing everything myself. So if I can create a Discord group, absolutely, I'll be more than happy. That's a great idea. Eli Johannes 6651. Someone asked a question here about the CIA. Let's see, what question is that? Mansour, do you trust the CIA? The foreign minister of Pakistan, from his heart, says we have been doing jihad for the American decades ago until now. Pakistan is the jihadist factory of the world. Do you trust spies? Absolutely not. Of course not. Do you trust spies from other country? Nah, definitely not. Do you think that spies are important? Yes. Very important. So if the West have good spying agencies, then they can have an edge over the enemies of the West. Otherwise, they will create havoc and destruction among your ranks. So I think the CIA are definitely on the good guys. And Team America, Team Good, same thing Mossad, same thing other espionage companies in other, countries. I know that they're doing a good job. But I also know that a lot of times when you want to fight the wolves, you need shepherd dogs and you need wolves. And you need to be able to, it's a dirty world, guys. It's a dirty game. So trust me when I tell you, you don't trust these organizations. They're spies. Exactly. They're professional deceivers. So I am sure that they've done and mingled with a lot of wrong things around the world. Let me explain it that way. Here's your country, here's the enemy country. And then you identify that there's a weakness at a third country. And whoever exploit that weakness will utterly destroy the other country. Or if you don't be the first one to exploit that weakness, the other country will be the one to exploit it and destroy your country. So what do? Do you stand on the moral ground and says, I'm not going to go and economically collapse that country right now and bring it to the verge of destruction so it can be a base for operation for me against the other country? That's the wrong thing to do, but I know that the enemy will do that. And if they will do that, me and my family, everybody on our side will die. So then what do? So that's the kind of dilemmas that spy worlds have when it comes to morality. How can you defeat the enemy in that dirty game without getting your hands dirty? And there's not an easy answer for that. There's not an easy answer for that. So that's why I do think that a lot of these spy agencies undoubtedly have worked with the enemy, have worked with, literally, they did that. They work with the enemy. They sometimes empower the enemy to weaken. The enemy of my enemy is my friend is an ancient saying. So that's about that. That's about that. If I think it's going to be wise to allow Pakistani troops in my country, they're the ones who train Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Mujahideen, Lashkar, Ethiopian, Taliban in Pakistan. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think you're allowing any Islamist, jihadist, armed people around Israel is going to do good. Nothing. Especially not if they need to defend Israel from other Muslims. No. Give you an example. It's a controversial example, but this hero of Bondi Beach, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, he's a Muslim. He went and he stopped another Muslim man, relatively about his age, jumped on him heroically, went, grabbed his gun, took it from his arms, dropped him to the ground. What do? Let him go. Because he's a Muslim. I guess so. Maybe other morality reasons, but that's one of the theories. That man went, grabbed another gun, and kept shooting and killing people. So that was a good Muslim who went and couldn't finish the job to combat extreme Islam. They don't know how to combat themselves. They don't know how to defeat extreme Islam in Islam because they're literally fighting their own religion. And it's not perceived as radical in their eyes. The radicals are the ones who actually choose not to take action of violence and interpret the Quran as is and go and kill infidels. They're the one considered radicals in Islam. So to come and think that you can trust a Muslim force to be a buffer zone between other Muslims that are very religious, that think that they're doing the work of God and can literally prove it in their book, because it tells them so, that they will be the one to stop them from coming and murdering what Islam consider as kuffars. This is just ridiculously stupid. Think about it. That's like that's like putting cats to guard over tigers from entering a cage and attacking humans. Like, they're not going to stop them. They're not going to do anything. So the answer to that, I hope that helps. That's at least my opinion. Let's see if there's more questions here. That was a good question about Pakistan. Wonder what Julani will call their intelligence agency. I don't think they have a lot of intelligence happening there. So I'm not so sure if they're going to use that word intelligence. Remember that CP Livni was also Mossad. Yes, to fight monsters. Sometimes you need monsters. Yes, it's true. Let's see. Double Ahmed. Will Israel allow Turkey into Gaza? Absolutely not. Israel will not. Maybe they will pressure her, but Israel is watching very closely the radicalization of Turkey, and they don't trust them. Uh, that's true. Boris and Sophia were the first to try to stop them. They were heroes. If Boris would have stopped them and Sophia, this whole attack would have been foiled immediately. He almost did it. He almost did it. He actually went and he managed to drop him. What a legend. What a legend. Boris managed to jump him right out of the car, grab his gun, drop him to the ground, and take the gun from him. I mean, that clumsy Mahmoud, I don't know his name, literally had his gun taken from him twice. Imagine what a failure he felt. He'd been training for this day all of his life with his son. Well, son, today I'm gonna show you how to be a real man. Abdul Mahmoud Jabbar is gonna come and show you how to do jihad. He goes, first time he comes out of the car, Boris jumps on him, beat the crap out of him, and take the gun from his hand. Then his son comes, and takes him, unfortunately. And then he goes, and then Ahmed Al Ahmed, a guy who sells watermelons in the market, jumps on him, takes the gun away from him. What's going on? So, yeah, man, he was a clumsy one, and Boris was a legend. So if Boris was able to flip that gun instead of trying to swing with it, I know there's a lot of pressure, but if he was able to flip it, grab it, chuck, he would have finished both of them. The whole terrorist attack would have been finished immediately. Let's see. How did Ahmed get shot if he took the guy from behind? He got shot by the sun. The sun shot him from far away, and when he was hiding behind a tree, and he was not shooting, and I think his arms were probably, exposed, so he got shot. That's what I think. All right, guys. Just want to thank everyone who joined the show today. Stay safe. Want to remind everyone again, it is Hanukkah. It is a holiday of light that symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness. And it is a very dark world to many, many Jews around the world right now. Having their neighbors turn on them, having their jobs, having their friends turn on them, having the social media, mainstream media turn on them. And it is a good time to remind your fellow Jewish friends that they're not alone and that we love them. I'm doing it here. Lead by example. I'm doing it here. I'm going to have my Jewish neighbors come to my house in the next few days. I'm not going to tell you when. And we're going to light a candle together. I already prepared a puppet show with Ahmed and Benz, where I'm going to tell them the story of Hanukkah through puppets for the kids to keep the tradition. We're going to cook together. We're going to light a candle, and we're going to make a prayer. We're going to make a prayer for the triumph of light over darkness. There is comfort knowing that you're on the right side, even if there's persecution, especially when there's persecution. Sometimes it reminds you that you're suffering this persecution because you're on the right side. So I want to remind you, if you have Jewish friends, Jewish family, give them a phone call, invite them, go to them, meet with them, ask them how they're doing. Just let them know they're not alone. It is so important, more than you know. And that's about it. Love from Sweden, love back. All right, I want to thank you so much. Thanks, Phoenix, again, for doing a great job moderating. John And Enoch. Someone was asking me, what do you think about this Enoch? Or you were talking about another Enoch? I don't know. Well, I love you all. Appreciate so much you coming here, staying around. It's fun. By the way, that's crazy idea. Crazy idea. We're gonna finish with that crazy idea. Woo! So I am planning on starting my own streaming channel. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna start once a week or twice a week, just playing a computer game and talking. Now, one of the reasons that I want to do that is because I feel like this is one of the greatest and best ways to stay in touch with the younger generations and to also feel the ground, feel the water. And it's a good excuse for me to play games and call it a job, right? Let's be honest. But honestly, it is hard work. It is hard work. I don't have a lot of time, but I think it's important. And there's so much activity and community that is happening there. So once that happens, I will let you know, and I will probably stream it once or twice a week live from my YouTube and also on Twitch and other streaming platforms. I'm still learning that. Still learning as an old man gamer. I'm still learning how these things work, but I feel like this is one of the best ways to actually be able to reach the younger generations and just know what's happening there and enjoy it along the way. I drifted away from gaming about a decade ago when real world politics became far more intriguing. Same here, man. Same here. But the young ones, they're getting more education through gaming nowadays, and you'd see it's becoming targeted. Why do you think Saudi Arabia want to buy all the gaming world? They want to control the gaming. That whoever controls gaming will control the future. Ready Player One, guys, on steroids. So I think it's very, very important to not ignore it and not think, it's gaming, it's for young kids. No, guys. It is the next future of communication and education. Gaming is the next hub for education, communication, for role models. And if you don't understand the power of role models in building a generation, you have no idea. It's literally more important than algebra and math. It is the foundation of your society. Whatever your kids will grow up seeing as their role models from the ages of, let's say, 7 to 12, and then there's another jump from 12 to 16, and then 16 to like 18 or 21. Whoever will grab that role of a role model, meaning will get all the attention, get all the spotlight, and will be able to influence their psychological, educational, behavioral pattern as they build their character, will change a country for the good or for the bad. Why do you think there's so much messed up things happening in the Muslim world? Their role models from a young age are their uncle, their father, and all kind of jihadists in their city and around them. They can't even see further than that. They really believe that Ahmed is a bottle because he went out and he spit and he smoked a Marlboro and kind of shouted death to the Jews. And what is he gonna do to Jewish women and Christian women? So like literally that's their aspiration. He wanna be like Ahmed. And they don't understand that in the West. So the importance of role models is so important. And I think gaming is gonna be the next world for that. It's already happening. It's not the next, it's already happening. Most of you are unaware of that. I'm aware of that because I'm a gamer at heart. Just too busy to do it because there's other things. I'm busy saving the world outside, in my head at least, that I'm forgetting that there's a world there that I need to be saving. Otherwise, we're going to rot from inside. So I'm going to switch back and start going there and start defending the realm of our children in the gaming. MMORPG are the best, man. Yeah. Psyop, psychology. Yeah. I'm too old for that. Not true. There's no such thing as being too old. I keep trying to convince my mom that she needs to start playing FIFA. I don't play FIFA, but I tell her because then she'll be less bored. She'll drive her children less crazy because she's always calling him. I mean, I love it, but we're a little bit more busy than her. And also, she'll have a much better time connecting with her grandchildren. And in general, that's one tip. I'll leave it with that. Choose your hobbies very carefully. Your hobbies will literally determine how will you end your life. Is it going to be happy, satisfied, hungry and curious, or is it going to be fading away, miserable, grumpy, lonely, and terrified? I'll explain. The older you get, the more people you know die. The older you get, the more people you know get busy with other things. And if you are lucky to have a wife and 3, 4, 5 kids and grandkids, and you raised them well, and finance was good, you're living in good country, morals were good, education was good, and you have them around you, yes, you're very lucky. You'll get to see your children, your grandchildren, and you'll fade away into the horizon, surrounded by your loved ones. But even then, you'll have a lot of time alone. Now, if what was your hobby is what got you out of bed and made you excited to come to a new day, if that was dependent on physical activity, like going to the gym or running, then that's a bad investment. And I'll explain why. It's not bad to have it, but you can't really go to the gym when you're 70 or 80. It's harder. 90. It's harder. So suddenly something that you loved so much, you can't do it anymore. You can't go rowing or playing football when you're 70 or 80. It's just way harder. You can, but I mean, let's be honest, most can't. So suddenly you can't do what made you happy. If your hobby was to talk to your kids, then your kids are gonna marry, gonna have children, they have less and less time to talk to you. Then again, you can't really enjoy that. So if your hobby is knitting and really it's your hobby, it's really, like you love it, you can't wait to do it, you want to jump out of bed and go knit, do that. That's great. That's a good hobby because you can do that until the age of 90, 80, like literally. When I say a hobby, a good hobby is something that you say, I would rather do it right now than spend time with a stranger. And something that you say like, I love this conversation, but I can't wait for it because I want to go and jump on my hobby. Something that I enjoy doing. I'm passionate about it. I can't wait. You go to bed and you think like, I'm too tired now, but tomorrow I'm gonna make some time, and tomorrow I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it. So gaming is a good hobby for that. Because gaming can do it until the age of 80, 90. I mean, if you have hands and eyes, you can do it. So that's a good hobby. That's a good investment. Some said archery. Yeah. Archery, you can do it for a very long time. But again, if you really enjoy it, it need to be something that you really enjoy it. Not just say it because it sounds holistic and cute and like, yoga. Okay? Do you really enjoy it, or just say that you enjoy it? Something that you really enjoy it from inside, that you want to do it and it's not related to others. All right. One more question. Okay. Mantis shrimp. What is the final culmination of the process of reincarnation in the Druze religion? When does it end? Oh, you're trying to trick me to tell you the Druze secret. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But actually, as far as I know, from what we can share, the Druze, the ancient secret religion of the Druze, is that it stops in the judgment day when the Messiah comes, when God comes, in that Armageddon, the battle, judgment day, when God comes to kill the devil, finish the job. Iblis, yil'an l'iblis. That's when that circulation of the pool of souls going back and forth end. And there's a calamity kind of where they just stay together in the presence of God. That is what I think that I understood from this secret religion. Wink, wink. Okay, so Judgment Day is every day, man. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Ends up united with a cosmic mind. Yeah, the Druze religion is very philosophical, guys. Very philosophical. Beautiful. All right, guys. Research it, and we can talk about it next time. Stay safe. See you next time. And don't do anything stupid, or in general, don't do anything that I would do.